15, 20 years of playing with him and playing against him around the world, and he is without doubt the best player that I've ever bolted.
Well, I would say a daredevil. Certainly a daredevil from what I knew from early up, you know, brave and outrageous.
I'll do. We first met at an under-25 match.
We were at that time looking to get onto the Somerset staff, and Somerset had organised an under-25 match against Glamorgan, and we played at Lansdowne, and I'm meeting Beefy for the first time, the Lansdowne dressing room. He walks in, and just because of his friendliness and just his approach, you know, this, as I said, you know, an individual who wants to know people. And certainly I was coming from a region where I hardly knew anyone. You know, I was coming from the Caribbean. Just, looking at some of these guys that were pretty new to me. And he just opened up the door in terms of the relaxed sort of environment for me. I remember I was supposed to be the big batter, you know, coming from the Caribbean with this huge reputation of such. And I've heard about Ian, this talented all-rounder who was on the Lord's staff at the time. And I went out and I was supposed to be the guy who was supposed to have scored the runs. And I think I got a first ball duck. And Ian went in and smashed the most beautiful 100 that I would have seen at that particular age. And after that, I had one more chance. He was supposed to be the all-rounder, and for some reason he wasn't getting any wickets at that time. I went on and bowled my little Mickey Mouse stuff and got 5 for 25, you know. So, and I think Ian made the suggestion to us then. He's going to do the batting from then onwards, and I was going to do the bowling. But I think as our careers went on, we went in our different directions, and that was history.
Yeah, in fairness, it probably saved the rest of the cricketing world having to watch you run in and bowl that filth. But
oh
yeah.
Man, Mickey Mouse stuff.
I still remember yesterday, so 1974 is a long way away, but no, we'd both impressed. We knew we were going to be in the side a couple of days before, and to be quite honest with you, it was just another day in our lives, but it was a day that I always, you know, set up. It was our platform.
We just sort of fed off one another. I can remember saying at the time that we didn't have an all-rounder in our team, and Ian could have just fitted in so beautifully, you know, the things that he was accomplishing at the time, the one-man sort of stuff, taking on Australia, just changing the whole game in itself, and also bringing in a new sort of a fan base. You know, you started to find folks, you know, who just because of the way this guy just went out and did it, you know, and he did it just the way we would have liked in the Caribbean. So we appreciated that also.
It's the nicest thing he's ever said about me, that, to be honest. Yeah. But no, yeah, look, you know, we enjoyed each other's careers, and that was just the springboard. We had a very good captain Brian Close, and he kept our feet firmly on the ground. At that age, it would have been quite easy with this early success to lose the plot a bit, but he kept us firmly in our place. And I think if we look back at it, the two of us would say we owe Brian Close a lot as well. It was actually a condemned house. We had no running water. Well, we did. We managed to get the water on, but we had no electricity. And but you know, do you what? It was fun.
Yeah, and looking and seeing exactly what you had was to go through. Because to be fair, when you speak to younger individuals, and I guess Ian would have had maybe a lot of this question, people wanting a lot of information. How did you guys do it? And you try, and we had some hard times. You know, those early years, he heard Ian speak about the condemned flats and stuff. We didn't have the nicest things in life. You know, you had to struggle. And when I look today, and you know, sometimes tears almost come to my eyes when I'm hearing like Lord Botham, you know, wow, you know what I mean? Who would ever felt, you know, especially where we were living then to where we are now. So it goes to show you that if you do your chores and you take the little steps by step rather than you getting ahead of yourself, it's certainly, and that's what Ian would have achieved, certainly. It's an example for any young individual growing up. As all young men, we enjoyed ourselves. We had a great time. We played our cricket hard. When there was time for us to have fun, and Ian was always one of these guys who enjoyed. He enjoyed his life. He enjoyed his family, and these are the things that were valuable to him. And I just appreciate that. And what I think helped us in a big way also, we were living in a small town, because I guess being in London, it could have been somewhat different. But living in Taunton, I appreciated that. Ian came, he was just up the road in Yeovil. Coming from a small island like Antigua, I could fit into Taunton town quite easy. So we knew almost every place in town, from the butchers to where, whatever, you know.
And also we had a ritual. We'd go about once every 10 days. We get the big bag full of all the laundry and we drive over to Yeovil to my mum's and give it all to my mum, and then we go off for the day, go and play golf or go have some lunch or whatever, and we come back and it's all there pressed and ready to go. So yeah, it was, you know, Mama B, as you used to call her, Mama B.
She was mom away from home. You know, it's and that's the beauty about Ian's family's life. You know, his dad Les was the first individual that actually got me into golf. And
he gave
me a putter, and up to this day I still have that putter. It's a putter with that it's not as straight as you can get, but it's a putter that draws the putters well. You know, to me that was the best thing that happened to me, because up to this day I'm still very much involved with the game, and it was because of that start. Because I used to see these guys, if the rain came, they'll be pressuring the umpires. Come on,
we'll get 9 holes in.
Come on, let me go and call it off. So I'm saying, if it's called off for cricket, we don't stand any chance, because golf is certainly outdoors as well. And he said, no man, we have the brollies and we play through winter and storm and all sort of stuff. And that sort of just changed my whole dynamics. And up to this day, I'm still very much in love with the game, and still it's the perfect excuse sometimes for a walk.